the most important insight for brand marketers is they should stop trying to make their websites about what they think they should be. What does the audience actually want to see? I've been looking for an electric car that doesn't look like a mom van, and that's the way I express myself. And I'm not going to express myself in keywords. A manufacturer's website should be intelligent enough to allow me to say to it, I'm looking for an electric car that doesn't look like a mom van, and respond to me in a way that feels personalized and relevant.
Good afternoon. Hey, Anda, how you doing?
Hey, Josh, I'm good.
I'm very excited to be here, but now I'm going to ask you a depressing question. That's
Go
okay.
for it. I love depressing questions. I'm Eastern European.
So I'm a marketer. Every single day, multiple times a day, ad tech firm will reach out to me and claim they have the latest and greatest AI silver bullet that will solve every known problem I could ever have. There's like an AI barrage happening. You're on the other side of the fence from me in terms of you're actually in an ad tech company or a consultancy. How do I know I'm not just getting snake oil?
Great question. I think we're going through a hype cycle right now where it lends itself to a lot of speculation and fear-mongering. How do I deal with it? It's actually quite frustrating for me too, because I'm not one to make promises I can't keep. We've been building Notch for 10 years and we work with most of the Fortune 500 brands. So we're not here because we are in the business of selling snake oil, but it is creating a tremendous amount of noise in the industry. And it's making it difficult for true partners to come out and say, actually, it's not quite like that. So my advice would be, if anyone out there makes you feel afraid and is making you question your common sense and your intuition, then they're probably selling snake oil.
I like that. That makes sense. Let's just touch on Notch's past 10 years. You've really been focused on understanding engagement and content more than many other metrics that advertisers are focused on. Can you just give us a little potted history of what Notch has been doing and why it's interesting for my brands?
What we've done for brands is really enable them to understand how to better create content that will resonate with their audience. What is the content that doesn't actually resonate with their audience, that's actually corrosive and is actually hurting their business results? And how should they organize their digital experience around all that content in order to essentially make it a slam dunk from a customer perspective?
Corrosive is a good word. Can you just unpack this a little bit further, though? Give us an example of something where you found something out that you thought was going to be high performing for the brand and was not, and what underpinned that, why it wasn't, and then what you changed it to.
I would say across almost every one of our customers, whether it's Zillow or Cox Automotive or some of the biggest banks in the US, what we constantly see is that marketers will confuse impressions with relevance. And I know that everyone talks about how impressions are a vanity metric, yet they are the number one metric that everyone still looks at. And so when you see that let's say, piece of content is getting a ton of traffic, you may think to yourself, this is good. Maybe you see that it's getting engagement. You may think to yourself, this is great. But what if people are actually consuming this content asset and not getting what they actually came there for? What if they're actually having a really shitty experience where they're getting to the end of that content asset and they're thinking, boy, this was completely useless. This was SEO games that basically caught me and got me to read all the way through. So across all of our customers, one of the first things we do is we create this quad chart where we have one axis is impressions and the other axis is either conversions or brand affinity. And so they can easily tell which are the assets and which are the experiences that are driving a ton of traffic, but they're getting people to leave and never come back. And that's what we call corrosive.
Is that pervasive still? Are we still operating in old? Okay.
It's really pervasive. About 60% of the content we measure is corrosive. When we show up to websites, about 80% of us end up leaving immediately. So that's that immediate bounce rate where someone comes in and goes, whoa, this is not what I wanted to get.
Let's work through the timeline here. I come to you or any sort of technological partner. What are the 2 or 3 things I need to really get in order? And what is the timeline to do that? And I know that's how long is a piece of string, but I want to try and give people in the audience who are concerned that they can never catch up. With AI, you can move faster, right?
Yes, I think what's important is I would go on a hunting mission to find where's my data, where's my information, where's my knowledge, where are the silos? Bring it together and work with a partner who actually knows how to bring it together and make it match, because it's really difficult to do that. That matching part is really difficult to do. I think you have to augment your data with more first-party data if you can. And then I think you have a good solid foundation from a data perspective. You also have to do the exact same thing with your content in order to be able to get your static content from today to be modular enough to then be powered by data in order to drive personalization with AI.
Anda, thank you so much for being on Frontier CMO. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
Josh.
the time.
This was so fun. Thank you.